So what I've thought about doing is, during this free time where price is in the chop zone, is deploying the chop reverse strategy. I'm just marking off the chop zones now while we speak, or while I speak. So they're the chop zones. So deploying the chop reverse strategy, but instead of using like the guys doing the live training room, like Phil is using the scalp and swing portion on the chop reverse, just using stop or target method. So literally, if I was looking for a short from the high of the chop zone, then I'll be looking at the low of the chop zone as my target. If I was looking for a long reverse entry from the low of the chop zone, then I will be looking for the high of the chop zone as my target. So that's all I was doing, just one part of the trade in, one target, one stop. That's what I've been looking at, and just doing a bit of back testing and a little bit of live forward testing as well, and just seeing how it pans out. That's what I've been looking at. I'll briefly show you how it's looked this morning. Okay, so looking at the 89 tick chart, just to run through how I've been looking at the stop and target method for the reverse. First of all, first thing to note is the high of the chop zone is around there. This line and everything to the right of it is from 10 AM onwards. That's when the chop zone confirmed for me. So I was initially looking for a bias change entry, marking off the high highs, high lows. So first of all, there's the high there. There's a higher low, lower high, lower low. So it was a full bias change entry. Short below that level. Stop at the high of the pattern. See price quickly moved in my favour before reversing to stop me out. So once again, looking for a bias change entry. Mark up the high of the chop zone, which was around there. So looking for a bias change entry at a high. It was a higher low, lower high, and then a lower low. So again, full bias change, entry below that level there. Trade didn't trigger and voided when price moved above the high of the pattern. So back to looking for a new trade setup for me, marking off the highs and the lows. There's a low there, then there's a high, and then a lower low. So it's a breach of a previous swing low, so that was an alternate bias change for me, and the lower low was underneath the high of the chop zone. So it was a short entry again in the short zone, short below that level, the stop at the high of the pattern, which was there. Target, if I just zoom out briefly, target is the low of the chop zone, which is all the way down there. Otherwise I'll be looking for price to move into the long zone, which is in this area, so I can actually manage the short trade. That's what I'm looking at regarding targets. As you can see, live data has moved in my favour, just going through the lunchtime period. Just sat through a little bit of a retracement. I don't know whether that's news related, I've not checked anything. I've just sat through a little bit of a retracement, but trade's still on. Just waiting for it to hit targets or stop out, as it's Friday afternoon. Also I'll be looking to around sort of 4 or 5ish to see if I can manage a trade if it's still going. If it's stopped out, then I probably won't be looking for any new trades this afternoon. I'll probably just call it an early finish, and then we'll see what next week brings. But that's how I've worked with the chop filter and the original core fur quad strategy this week. I'm going to be carrying on moving forward with this for next week, still using the Euro Yen for now. Maybe more aggressive looking at the chop zones, and maybe adding one pair to the test to see the chop zone reverse strategy. Maybe add a pound dollar or euro dollar. I'll do a bit more back testing over the weekend, and I'll do some forward testing on that method next week. But that's it. So have a great weekend, guys, and we will speak in the live room on Monday. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. Bye bye.